By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, friends of the university, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 20th of the Open University's degree ceremonies being held in 2018. It is also my great pleasure to welcome our honorary graduate, the Right Honourable Julia Gillard. We are delighted to be able to honour her here today. During the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from Certificate of Higher Education to Doctor of Philosophy. Throughout 2018, more than 7,000 graduates are being presented for their qualification at degree ceremonies such as this one today in Cardiff. These are being held in 11 different towns and cities throughout England and also in Belfast, Cardiff, Glasgow and Dublin. This illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope and reach of the Open University. Now, it goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, your families and loved ones, as well as university staff who, I hope you will feel, have nurtured and supported you. And you might be forgiven for thinking that the occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. Well, you'd be quite wrong. In every sense, this is a day of celebration. So we will be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than thunderous applause or whatever other way you choose to express your enthusiasm and support. So with that in mind, why don't all of today's graduates briefly stand? Friends, families, Open University staff, let's start today's ceremony by giving all our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. You can sit down again. There's one more way you can show your appreciation to your graduate. If you post messages or photos on social media, use the hashtag #MyOU, that's hashtag #MyOU, to share your congratulations and celebrations with the world outside, as well as with everyone here today at the ceremony. Today's ceremony will begin with the presentation of those graduates who have gained higher degrees and first degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws and have been able to attend here today. They will be presented by Ms. Lynette Thomas, Deputy Director of the Open University in Wales. We will then see the awarding of the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to the Right Honourable Julia Gillard AC. Mrs. Louise Casella, Director of the Open University in Wales, will present Ms. Gillard, who will sign the Honorary Graduates Book and make a reply. We will then continue our presentation of graduates with those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. To conclude the ceremony, Mrs. Louise Casella, the Director of the Open University in Wales, will give a personal address to the graduates. I now call upon Ms. Lynette Thomas to present the graduates.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. Cyflwyniaf i chi ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn hanes celf. I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Art History. Rachel Denyer. Isabel Dyke. Gwen Rees. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn addysg, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Mark Lindley Highfield of Ballenby. Cyflwyniaf i chi ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn Saesneg gyda rhagoriaeth. For the degree of Master of Arts in English with distinction, I present Catherine Mary Owen. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn Saesneg, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Arts in English, I present Jennifer Gray. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y celfyddydau mewn dysgu o bell ac ar-lein, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Arts in Online and Distance Education, I present Katie Lilly. Ar gyfer gradd meistr mewn gweinyddu busnes, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Stephen Hopkins. Jill Walsh. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn ymarfer gofal iechyd datblygedd cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Science in Advancing Healthcare Practice, I present Melanie Vale. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn cemeg feddyg uniaethol cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Science in Medicinal Chemistry, I present Emily Shannon. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn gwyddoniaeth broffesiynol cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Science in Professional Science, I present Victoria Thomas. Ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn gwyddoniaeth cyflwynaf, for the degree of Master of Science in Science, I present Jay Ramsaran. Ac ar gyfer gradd meistr yn y gwyddorau mewn rheoli technoleg cyflwynaf, and for the degree of Master of Science in Technology Management, I present Christopher Goldson. Pro Vice-Chancellor, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws degrees, and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. Cyflwyniaf I chi ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y celfyddydau gydag anrhydedd dosbarth cyntaf, I present, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Tracy Coles. Leanne Goodall. Holly Lambeth Fradgley. Stephen Lewis. Catherine McConaughey. Linda Moss. Holly Proctor Norris. Susan Smith. Zoe Snow. Ian Sutherland Thomas. Margaret Wade. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y celfyddydau gydag anrhydedd cyflwynaf. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Sonia Andrews. Scott Appleton. Heather Arnold. Elliot Bagg. Hannah Bond. Sarah Canny. Carol Child. Stefan Cole. Julie Catherine Cook. Georgina Cooper. Brian Crew. Catherine Davis. Rachel Dunn. Deborah Edmonds. Hannah Elwood. Stephen Evans. Amy Fox. Ugo Gallopini. Debbie Garnham. Nicola Gould. John Greatorex. Kim Harry Young. Pamela Harwood. Yana Hepton. Samantha Hill. Ian Hodgins. Catherine Hood. Gareth Howells. Sadie Hughes. Christine Hyde. Amy Jacobs. Claire Jacobs. Martin Johnston. Ben Jones. Janice Jones. Mark Knifton. Earl Letter Summers, the 17th. Christopher Lewis. Shirley Ann Lindsay. Jasmine Lloyd. Laura Jane Long. Victoria McCann. Tristy McDermott. Nancy McGiverton. Giveron. Apologies. Sarah Morgan. Emma Nichols. Jacqueline Owens. Sue Parker. Brian Perkins. Rachel Perkins. Clive Price-Jones. Martin Quigley. Holly Reedish. Catherine Ryan. Jessica Senatori. Karen Smith Abbott. Carol Sutton. Anthony Tamburello. Chloe Thomas. Deborah Thomas. Richard Thomas. Sarah Washington. Lisa Williams. Megan Younger. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y celfyddydau cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Eric Bowers. Glenys Bowers. Paula Harris. Jeffrey Miller. Catherine Mullins. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y celfyddydau mewn gwaith cymdeithasol gydag anrhydedd cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Social Work with Honours, I present Katie Andrews. Aleri Cawsi. Wendy Cotter. Adam Davis. Caitlin Davis McBride. Laura Francis. Claire Fury. Justine Jones. Robin Kingston. Rebecca Mead Williams. Rosalind Meek. Chantal Stone. Ar gyfer gradd baglor mewn peirianneg gyda'r anrhydedd cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with honours, I present Lisette Bassett. George Davis. Stephen Rolland. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gyfraith gydag anrhydedd dosbarth cyntaf, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with first class honours, I present Paul Jones. Victoria Minshall Jones. Hugh Thomas. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gyfraith gydag anrhydedd cyflwynaf, and for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours, I present John Anderson. Sarah Audsley. Lauren Curtis. Deborah Eaton McPherson. Catherine Lewis. Rosie McGill-Lomond. Alexandra Raven Nicholas. Lorna Revel. Louise Sawyer. Lucy Tomlinson. Lauren Tyler. Shaquille White. Katie Wilkie.
Pro-Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, guests. The Honourable Julia Gillard is an exceptional public servant. Wales-born, but Australia-raised, she is an outstanding global leader who has devoted her career to improving educational opportunity for all. In 2010, she became Australia's first woman Prime Minister, an inspirational role model to many. Julia was 4 when her parents relocated from South Wales to a new life in Adelaide. Julia excelled at school and took an early interest in politics, joining the Australian Labour Party at 15. At the University of Adelaide, she became a leading figure in student politics, serving as student union president and then relocating to Melbourne to take up a national leadership role with the Australian Union of Students and to complete her degree in law. As president of the Australian Student Union, Julia honed the negotiating skills and built the networks that would later serve her well on national and international stages. Her first career was as a lawyer, and that saw her become a partner in her firm by 29, fighting on behalf of trade unions and winning reforms in areas notoriously recalcitrant in dealing with equality and workers' rights. She moved into political roles in the mid-1990s and won election to the House of Representatives in 1998. By 2001, she was a member of the Shadow Cabinet and became Deputy Prime Minister in 2007 when Labour came to power. In her role as Minister for the Department for Education, Employment and Workplace Relations, she introduced sweeping educational reforms, establishing Australia's first national curriculum, promoting digital education, and focusing on basic skills and improving information for parents. In 2010, Julia became leader of the Labour Party and Prime Minister of Australia. And for the next 3 years, she skillfully steered significant health and social care reforms through a minority government in a hung parliament. She established Australia's first ever scheme to care for people with disabilities and drove through historic environmental policy change. Education remained her defining passion, and under her leadership, the country opened up opportunities from nursery to university. Like all politicians, she faced criticism and commentary throughout her career. What was striking in Julia Gillard's case, however, was the sexist and misogynistic framing of that dialogue. In 2012, a speech she made in Parliament attracted international attention as she shone a spotlight on the huge obstacles faced by women in public life. Her dignified response to often outrageous criticism has been internationally admired and applauded. Julia stepped away from national politics in 2013. In her resignation speech, she expressed her optimism that the path for those who followed would be less difficult, saying, "What I'm absolutely confident of is it will be easier for the next woman, and the woman after that, and the woman after that." Her focus since has been on transforming opportunity, especially for women and girls. She's a patron and advisor to CAMFED, which campaigns for girls' education in sub-Saharan Africa, and she serves as chair of the Global Partnership for Education, which works to increase the number of children in developing countries attending school. In April 2018, Julia became the founding chair of the Global Institute of Women's Leadership at King's College London, seeking to understand and challenge the conditions which mean that over the past decade, there's only been a 1% increase in the number of senior management roles held by women worldwide. Julia Gillard's extraordinary career continues. Her contribution to education and gender equality are exemplary, and we at the Open University are delighted to honour her. Pro-Vice-Chancellor, by the authority of the Senate, I present to you, for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, the Honourable Julia Gillard.
Thank you very much to everyone here for this very great honour that you bestow on me. I am tremendously grateful. I leave tomorrow for Australia, ending what has been a 5-week trip away from home. And this is a remarkable way to spend the last day away from my own country. Of course, when I return to Australia, it will be into a gathering Australian summer. So I will be spending the days swimming in my cosy, having barbecues where we're swatting away mozzies, and when we're not doing that, we'll be hanging out. We'll be hanging out watching the cricket in our tracky dacks. Now, I only say that not to make you jealous, but just to absolutely confirm there's no Welsh language or Welsh lilt left in this voice, not a skerrick of it, and I am sorry for that. I did migrate with my parents to Australia when I was 4 years old, and I don't have original memories of being in Wales. But Wales was never far from the discussions around the dinner table in my family home. My mother would tell stories of growing up in Barry, of spending time at Barry Island. She was old enough to remember the bombings in World War II. She talked about how her mother would always have a fire going in winter and a hot cup of soup ready for a visitor who turned up. My father grew up in Cwmgrak, a coal miner's son in a family of 7 children. He talked about the intensity of village life as well as the poverty of village life. He talked about living in a farmhouse before they moved to the coal-board home that they lived in for the rest of his childhood. My parents made sure that we understood Welsh stories and Welsh heroes. There was much discussion in my family home of Nye Bevan, of Dylan Thomas, and the list would go on. We would mark St. David's Day and talk about what it was to be a Welsh person. My parents wanted me and my sister Alison to have that experience even as we grew up in Adelaide, Australia. But really, the most important thing that my parents imparted to me during their long and happy lives was a love for education and how important it was to take every opportunity that life presented to you to improve yourself through learning. My parents did that across all of their lives. They were voracious readers. My father studied to become a psychiatric nurse after we migrated to Australia. And yet both of them had this wistful sense across their lives that perhaps things could have been different if they hadn't, for different reasons, been forced to leave school early. My father left school at the age of 14. He was an intelligent boy. He'd passed the 11+ examinations so well that he'd been offered a scholarship. But his parents couldn't afford not to have him working, and so he left school. My mother was very unwell as a child. She was one of 4 children, and 2 of them did not make it through childhood. They died as very young children. She herself was very unwell, and there was no system in those days to keep including an unwell child who had to miss many, many weeks of school in learning. So she drifted away from school very early in secondary education. And so both of them had this wistful sense, what if? What if we'd finished school? What if we'd got an opportunity to go on? What would the other life not lived have looked like? And so to me and my sister, they always said, study hard, make sure that you hit those books. School is something that you should really relish. Think big about the rest of your life. Aim to go to university. And so we did. Now, I'm very grateful that they passed that on to me, something forged in them in Wales and passed on to me in Australia. And you need to remember that, this was not the ubiquitous teaching of young girls during the years when I was growing up. I did my schooling in the 1960s and 1970s. Many young girls of my generation were taught in their family home to not worry too much about school. It wouldn't really matter. You wouldn't work for very long before you married, had children, became a homemaker. The influences in my family home were different. They were about prizing learning and aiming high. And it is because of that, that start, that is the foundation stone of a somewhat eccentric story about how a girl born in Queen Street, Barry, ends up being Prime Minister of Australia. A pretty eccentric story when you stop and think about it. In fact, having had the privilege of spending time with President Obama, we have shared jokes that really, my story, born in Wales, migrating to Australia, a woman, unmarried, childless, an atheist, becoming the leader of my nation, was in many ways far more unlikely than his. Fortunately, he's a man with a great sense of humour, so he thought that that was a good joke to be sharing. But it was these foundation stones in my family home that took me on the journey into politics. The first time I ever lifted my voice in defence of anything that sounded like a public policy principle was in my second year of university when I joined a student campaign to protest against government cutbacks to education. And from there, the journey went on to student politics, into Parliament, and ultimately to being Deputy Prime Minister and then Prime Minister of my country. If my parents were here today, they'd of course be delighted to be back in Wales. They brought my sister and I here as soon as they could after migrating, but that was still many years. We migrated when I was 4 and my sister was 7. We didn't return until I was 17 and she was 20. That was the first time that we could afford a trip back to Wales. It was an extraordinary experience for two girls who had grown up in Australia. We'd only ever had our mother and father and each other, and suddenly we had a grandmother and aunts and uncles and cousins. We were in a community hall and everybody in the room was related to us. That was an experience we'd never had before. My parents returned to Wales on a number of occasions after that family trip. So if they were here today, they would be delighted to be back in Wales. They would be very, very honoured to see me standing on this stage today receiving an honorary doctorate. But given how much they loved learning, the people they would really be proud of in this room are you, the people who are receiving your degrees today, the people who have made the best opportunity of the education offered to you. And it seems to me that it's a wonderful full circle in many ways, that we migrated in 1966 and the Open University was started in 1966, that our family home tales of growing up in Wales were of educational poverty, and here we are all these years later amongst educational richness, with a great university offering people an opportunity and a chance to realise their life dreams in new and different ways than many people would have thought possible in the past. I'm so delighted to be here watching you go across the stage, to hear the cheers and the shouts, to listen to the applause, and to know that this marks a very pivotal moment in your life. Congratulations to you. It's just wonderful to be here to share the occasion with you. I really wish that I could now bust out some Welsh for you, but the truth is I can't, and I'm not going to try and massacre my way through the swear words that were routinely used in our family home. Most of the Wales I learnt growing up was, swear words generally used in relation to some naughty conduct I was engaging with, so I don't think that they are appropriate for such a grand occasion. But in my Australian voice, in my Australian isms, all the very best to you. I am incredibly chuffed to join you here today. Thank you very much.
Pro Vice-Chancellor, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education, and have been able to attend here today. The full subject details are printed in the insert within the ceremony programme. Cyflwyniaf ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gwyddorau gyda'r anrhydedd dosbarth cyntaf, I present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Amy Bowden. Lewis Collier. Katie Darcy. Sarah Hillier. Stephen Isles. Leslie Ann Nish. Peter Payne. Amy Vital. John Williams. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gwyddorau gydag anrhydedd cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Helen Ackland. Kate Arnold. Maritza Becker. Katie Blake. Adele Carey. Jessica Colabella. Debbie Collins. Lauren Cullen. Sophie Farr. Leanne Fifield. Rory Fox Braddock. Ian Freebury. Amy Freeston. Mark Freeter. Parmida Gamarisa Bezva. Katie Hall. Brenda Holmes. Darren House. Samantha Hurlow. Victoria James. Gerard Johnston. Michelle Jones. Nathan Kennedy. Constance Lara Fernandez. Mark Maddock. Kevin Martin. Sharon Murray. Kate Palmer. Julie Pavitt. Michelle Pierce. Daniel Preston. Alan Purnell. David Robert Forbes Ramsey. Claire Renison. Fiona Ryan. Andrew Selby. Teresa Shaniwa. Odette Sid Warren. Abby Webb. Joseph Williams. Laura Williams. Russell Williams. Ben Woodward. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gwyddorau cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Donna Carpenter. Celia Castellari. Rhian Davis. Dylan. Avtar Dylan. Natalie Dudley Burton. Shirley Kelly. Michelle Pierce. Ruth Scantlebury. Elaine Wild. Ar gyfer gradd baglor yn y gwyddorau mewn ymarfer nyrsio gydag anrhydedd, cyflwynaf, for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing Practice with honours, I present Jessica Smith. Ar gyfer gradd sylfaen cyflwynaf, for a foundation degree, I present Rebecca Powell. Susan Thomas. Vicky Truelove. Ar gyfer diploma mewn addysg uwch, cyflwynaf, and for the Diploma of Higher Education, I present Jennifer Evans-Holstead. Fran Littler. Muna Shansan. Rachel Stevens.
Wow, that was just fantastic. Thank you all very much for giving us such a fabulous time. Prynawn da bawb. Gwestion aelodau'r Senedd, staff ac wrth gwrs ein greddedigion rhyfeddol. Mae'n heddiw wedi bod yn ddiwrnod arbennig iawn I bawb yma. Diwrnod I gofio am weddill eich bywyd. Good afternoon, everyone, guests, members of Senate, staff, and of course, our wonderful graduates. This has been a very special day for everyone here, one to remember for the rest of your lives. It really has been just wonderful to see you cross the stage in your own inimitable fashions, and in your own inimitable footwear at times as well. That was quite fabulous as well. And from up here, we could see the faces and the cheering from all those who shared in your delight, clapping and cheering as their very special person received their scroll. I was in Belfast a couple of weeks ago for the ceremony there, and can I tell you, you're much louder, absolutely. We know some of the inspiring stories from our graduates, but not from everyone. And you all have those stories that sit behind your achievements today, and we could see it in your faces as you come across that pride and perhaps a little terror now and again on all of your faces as you came across the stage, and that was fantastic. Each of you is extraordinary. Together, you are even more extraordinary. We believe that you are the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the UK. In fact, today, all of you and your friends and supporters are probably sharing this auditorium with the most extraordinary people you are ever likely to meet. Rydych chi oll I gyd yn ysbrydoliaeth, ac mae gennym barch at ac ymdrechion I gyrraedd y man hwn heddiw. For family, friends and supporters, you know the incredible efforts that your graduate went to achieve their qualification. But many of you and many of our graduates today won't know very much about our other graduates and just how amazing you are as a body. So let's take a moment to show ourselves why. I'm going to ask our graduates a few questions, discover a bit more about you all. So if you can, would you mind raising your hand in answer if it applies to you? So can I start with, who was employed or did voluntary work during their studies? Okay. Anyone start a family during the time they were studying? And how many of the rest of you raised or supported children throughout your studies? Who cared for parents, partners, or other dependents during their study? And how many of you studied with a disability or a long-term illness? Amazing. Almost every student here has dealt with so much alongside that study. We've such a diverse and talented student body at the Open University. You really are pretty amazing. We are so proud to have you as members of a university that believes where you start in life and what you have to deal with in life shouldn't limit where you go. And let's share a small frustration over the words that are sometimes used to describe students like you. Frankly, describing you as part-time students doesn't really cut it. More like double time, I think, given all that you've combined with your studies to get here today. You've been on a very tough shift indeed. But some of you out there are probably thinking, there's only one thing tougher than being an OU student, and that's living with one. And many of you, as you came across the stage today, pointed out your friends and family members, acknowledging that your achievement belonged just as much to them as it did to you. So graduates, if you're able to, can I ask you to stand up again? And take a look around and find your family and friends in the audience who are celebrating with you today. They've been with you every step of the way. Let's thank them. Let's try and make as much noise for them as they made for you. Thank you all very much. There's another group of people who've played a vital role in getting you here today. The Open University's wonderful staff, represented by my colleagues here on the platform, and those who've been marshalling you around the Wales Millennium Centre today. They're almost as excited as you are about graduation, because we finally get to put faces to the learners that we've been supporting over the years. Many of the staff on our Wales support lines are here, and they're the people you'll have had the conversations with and given you the advice on funding or study patterns that perhaps got you started or helped you through a sticky patch. Our academic staff who wrote, presented or supported the OU in delivering your course are represented. And those crucial people, our tutors, we call them associate lecturers, who taught and supported you and got you through are also here cheering you on. I hope you'll agree that all of them are deserving of your huge appreciation too. You graduates, do you like the word graduates, by the way? Does that suit you? Yep, good. You graduates are all absolutely special. And weren't you smart to choose studying with the Open University? It's a university like no other. For almost 50 years, we've been creating and growing a university you can all be proud of. A university that sets high standards and delivers a quality of education that is widely recognised and universally acknowledged. A quality and standard that we know employers recognise and value. Over 1,300 employers regularly invest in our courses. In Wales, we have students who work for employers as diverse as the health sector, from care assistants to nurses, the education sector, from teaching assistants to head teachers, and the private sector, from micro businesses and SMEs to larger multinationals. Whether public or private, large or small, employers and employees from all sectors value what we offer. So an OU qualification is something to be proud of, something well recognised and well respected. And if you're hoping for a new job or promotion following your qualification, you can remind your employer of that. And if you're looking for some other things to tell people about the university of which you are now a graduate, here are a few more facts for you to boast about. Many of you will be familiar with our partnership with the BBC. Whenever you see the OU shield at the end of a TV programme, you can be sure that there'll be something extra to learn. You are part of the university that co-produced Blue Planet, watched by almost half the UK population, including many of us here today. What an awe-inspiring insight into our beautiful planet, and how brilliant that research by OU scientists has provoked the huge reaction and social movement that's now gaining momentum to deal with our overuse of plastics. Mwyn cyrraedd pob rhan o genedl, gweithion gyda mudiadau cymdeithasol lleol, cyflogwyr a'r undebau yng Nghymru. In Wales, we work with community organisations, employers and trade unions to ensure that we reach all parts of our nation. We work with partner organisations to help individuals take their first steps into higher education, and with carers organisations in Wales so that we can provide opportunities and support to those with particularly demanding family challenges. The Open University contributes much to Wales, but in return, Wales contributes much to the OU. This nation has a special place within the UK for many reasons. One of them is as a pioneer of adult education. That continues today. Mae pawb yn y Prifysgol Agored wedi ymrwymio yn nod sef sicrhau cyfiawnder cymdeithasol ehangach. Everyone at the OU is committed to our mission of securing greater social justice. But anyone inside the institution will tell you no part of the university is more passionate about that than staff and students at the OU in Wales. So, your learning has been underpinned by the excellent and world-leading research done by our staff. And this research captures the public imagination. For example, our contribution to recent space exploration. Take the controlled crashing of the Cassini space probe. That mission has transformed our understanding of the second largest planet in our solar system, Saturn, with its vast ring system and its unique moons. The scientific legacy of the mission will extend way beyond its fiery end in the clouds of Saturn. So, you're a member of a university that's a world leader in technology, in innovation, and in helping people to learn. And you'll always be a member of this university. Milynau o bobl, un mudiad ac un nod. One movement, one mission, and one aim. Today, you join a community of Open University alumni around the world. The OU has been by your side through your studies, and now we give you a new commitment to stay with you on your lifelong journey. We'll always be here for you if you want to study again and take your learning further. We promise to help you develop your professional career. And as we learn more in your chosen field of study, we promise to share with you our latest research. Join our Alumni Careers group on LinkedIn and share your professional experience. Make new connections. Try one of our free online courses on OpenLearn or FutureLearn. Or maybe, when you've had a pause to recover, think about another OU course. And remember, the Careers Service is there to support you for another 3 years after you've finished your course. Our motto on the crest here is learn and live. That's something that all Open University graduates embody as soon as they step back out into their busy lives. Continue to learn as you continue to live. You have proven great skills and the ability to do so much. Be confident that you can change the world around you for the better. Gwnewch yn dda gyda'r hyn ydych chi wedi dysgu, a chefnogwch eraill ar y daith addysg hefyd. Do good with what you have learned and encourage others on their learning journey too. You are now part of a vast network of people as extraordinary as you are. Make your voice heard. You may already have been congratulated by members of our alumni team in the foyer. If you didn't get to meet them today, they will be in touch to tell you all about the Alumni Association can offer and to get you involved as we celebrate our 50th birthday next year, and to ask you to be advocates for all that the Open University can do to open up opportunities for as wide a group of people as possible. Your future starts here, because when you leave today, you become an ambassador for the Open University and all it stands for. Its values of social justice, equality, and education, and for knowledge to be open to all. Share your experience with others you know. Tell people what your OU journey has meant to you and what it could mean for them. You are our best advert, and we want you to be proud to say, I studied there, astudiais I yno. In a moment, the formal proceedings will end, and the ceremonial party will process out. Please go on to celebrate your successes today. Share your stories, your photos, and your delights with your friends and family, and be hugely proud of what you have achieved. Byddwch yn hynod o falch o'r hyn yr ydych chi wedi ei gyflawni, because we are hugely proud of you, and we thank you for choosing the Open University, and we congratulate you on all you have achieved. Well done, da iawn. Rydych chi I gyd yn anrhagol o wych. You are all amazing. Now can I ask for one last time for all our graduates to stand and for everyone here to join me and give them a huge round of applause. Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations.
The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all those who are able to stand please do so?